In this video, you'll see how to set up a synchronization between Shopify and Clerk based on the Dev Dashboard. So what I have open here is my my.clerk.io backend, which is already set to sync with Shopify, and I am in my Shopify backend. Most of the steps need to be done in Shopify, and that's what we'll go through here. So to get started, go to Settings and then Apps and Sales Channels, and then Develop Apps. From here, you should have access to build apps in the Dev Dashboard. So we'll click here. Now from within here, you might already have some apps or maybe you don't, but regardless, you go and click on Create App in the top right here, and we give it the name Clerk.io. An important note here is that you can only develop apps if you have the rights for it. So either if you do it yourself, make sure you have the proper rights, and if you're giving somebody else access, make sure that they have either full admin rights or at least rights to build apps like this. So we give it app name Clerk.io and create. So on the next page here, we need to fill out a few things. The first is the app URL. And because Clerk doesn't have a fixed app URL, we can just use the standard one that Shopify provides, which is this one. https://shopify.dev/docs/apps/default app home. And then you deactivate this because Clerk doesn't need to show anything in the Shopify admin. Down here under Webhooks API version, we need to choose the version that's at least 2025-07, but usually just choose the latest version to have the latest features. Then under Access Scopes is where you give Clerk access to some specific parts of Shopify, and we only need read access for all of the things that you can see in the guide. So let's go through all of those. Customers, inventory, only read access, as I said, we don't need write access. Locales, markets, online store pages, orders, products, store content, and translations. And then we click done. And that's all we need to do for now. So now you just go down and click on release. You don't need to give it a version name because Shopify will do that automatically. So we just click on release. So now we need to actually install the app, and we do that by going to home, and then you can see that there's 0 installed so far. So we click on install app, and from here you choose the store where you want to install it on. If you have access to many different Shopify stores, then of course choose the one that you want to test Clerk on, because that's where the data will be synced from. I'm going to click on my Dev Dashboard test here. From here we just go and click on install. And now you're likely going to land on this page, and that's okay. Sometimes you might also get redirected back to your store. But you can actually just close this down and then go back to your Dev Dashboard. So from here we need to go to settings, and here you'll find the client ID and the secret that you need to put into the Clerk backend. So simply copy this, client ID, get the secret, insert that, and then make sure to add your Shopify domain as well. You can usually find this here as well, because that domain can change, of course. But I'm just going to copy this and add that. But that's actually all that you need to do in order to start syncing. So the last step, of course, is to go down and click Save, and then go to Data Sync and start a new data sync. That's all it takes to set up Shopify's synchronization with Clerk using the Dev Dashboard.